Hello everyone, my name is Nicholas Charles Soul, also known as the Soulman, and welcome to another monthly recap video. This is going to be all for September and all that has happened and all that. So let's get started with the games. So the first game that I played this month was Silksong. I kind of quit I don't think midway. I reached Act 2, but afterwards I sort of just stopped. It stopped being fun and it became more tedious with little reward for what you do. The difficulty was definitely a bit of a mixed bag, mostly because there are types of enemies that deal more damage than you have health at times. And also your own damage kind of sucks, so you're pretty reliant on just using tools and all that. But I still think the game is a good game. It definitely needs some changes at some point, as well as some bugs, because there are some enemies that can glitch through walls at times. One of them from one of my streams was one of the scissor dudes. So those things definitely need to be fixed the most. But otherwise, it's a pretty alright game. Afterwards, I played Faith, a revisit of Faith, on September 22nd, 2025. It's been 1 year since I played that game, and I had to finish what I started. So, yeah. I enjoyed it. I played it fully, I got the true ending and all that, and I also did the flashlight challenge for Chapter 1, which was alright. It definitely made it a bit more spooky, but also it sort of made everything else kind of difficult to see to a certain degree. But otherwise, it was pretty good. I kind of wanted to try out some of the other modes that the game had, but it was very limited with what it got in terms of its game mode. There is a turbo mode, but that mode feels... I've tried that a year ago when I last played this game before stream, and it is trippy. It is certainly trippy, but it's one of my favorite, it's probably my favorite indie horror game of all time. And until then, I don't know if something's gonna top that out at some point. Maybe. But afterwards, I played Risk of Rain 2 for the first time. I've played the original way back. Well, not way back, like, I remember you could play it all outside of Steam. I don't remember how, but I remember it when I was a lot younger, playing it then. But I didn't do much with it at that point, but I played the Risk of Rain Returns when it came out many years ago. After that point, to the more recent time. And I was able to play that a bit more. I wasn't a fan of the Providence trials. They felt meh. They kind of felt meh. But Risk of Rain Returns was pretty fun. And I do like the music a lot and characters, as well as the overall design of it. Like, it feels very polished with its pixels. But as for Risk of Rain 2, for playing it for the first time, it was pretty alright. It's pretty much like, I said this during my time playing it, it pretty much feels like Risk of Rain's vastness of the maps, but in 3D. Like, it feels a bit true to, it definitely has a lot of the stuff beforehand, so it does feel true to the original source, but also adapting it well, enough within 3D, as well as adding a lot of new stuff, which I'm not too familiar with right now, because I've only played it for like, I don't know, 2 days. I did get the Mithrax though on the second day. I was pretty lucky with that run though. But it's very fun, and I'm probably going to play it as my side game. Like if I don't have anything else to play at the point, I could probably play that to the side. Like it's a very fun roguelike, and I think Risk of Rain 2 is pretty good. But those were all the games that I played within September. About 3 games. Not bad. Some of these games, like I feel like if I had continued with Hollow Knight Silksong, it would have taken a lot more time within the month than the other 2 games. But so far, it was pretty fun. A lot of the fun games within September. But for the non-game stuff, I have finished all my major villains within the Imagination Void. For those of you who don't know, I'm working on a story project called The Imagination Void. I'm thinking of making a video by itself to describe it at some point. But there's still a lot of like art stuff that I need to do on the side, as well as other things to sort of give a more presentable approach to it to everyone. So it's going to be a lot of time to work on that, especially off stream. But I enjoy it a lot. I enjoy it a lot at times, even though I can definitely get to an artist block, because I'm not very good at drawing. Like, I'm just going to say that pretty front and center with honesty. I am not very good at drawing, especially even when I have time to make it on Magma or sketch it out by hand. A part of it has to do with my autism, as well as me just self-learning. But I'll try and get most of it done. I'm more good of like a creative lead than I am an artist at times. Like I can give out the ideas within like the open or within wording, like typing it out. That I can definitely do, but a lot of the stuff outside of that is a bit rough for me. It feels like I'm becoming a jack of all trades if I keep all doing these other side stuff with it, but I don't know if it's worth it. I don't mean like the Imagination Void. Like that is worth it to me. It's just the other stuff added to it, of like the art and possibly making a game mode or a game of it at some point, and other stuff. Like having to do that all by myself is something that I feel like I don't know if it's worth it. So I'm curious as to like looking into maybe potential partners for it. People who can try and make it a reality, like artists and musicians or music producers and other that. I don't know. I legitimately don't know, but I do want to make the Imagination Void a reality at some point. It's something fun for people to enjoy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the non-game stuff. In terms of like channel progress, a lot of these I have made from the time that this month ended, of how many that I've gotten. So the numbers are within this and not currently from October right now. So for channel progression during that time at the end of the month, for Twitch followers, I got 92 followers. I'm 8 followers away from hitting the triple digits. But yeah, I still need to work on monetization and all that stuff. A pain in the ass. But after that, YouTube subscribers 13 practically, because even though I post most of my VODs here and my recap videos, no one really wants to subscribe. But if you would, I would appreciate it. You can like the video and all that gibberish. I don't care. But if you do enjoy it, then I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. For Twitter followers, I have 105 from the end of the month. I think it was the first thing from these channel progressions that hit triple digits. Which, I try to be a bit active on Twitter. Like, it's mostly used for, like, the announcement stuff and all that for streams. As well as if I need to take a break and all that. It's hard socializing. It's hard socializing outside my comfort zone, so I'll try my best, both within Twitter and other medias, like YouTube comments and all that other stuff. I've been commenting on AEW matches and all that. Since I do enjoy watching AEW, All Elite Wrestling. It's fun. It's genuinely fun. But finally, Blue Sky followers 7. And of course, it's mostly an indie type of media site that's supposed to be an alternative to Twitter. But again, I use it as like a thing for announcements for Twitch and all that. So socializing on that is a bit of a... I don't know. I don't know how. But yeah, those are all the channel progressions from September. But month personal summary. I wrote this down on my notes, which is the thing that I'm looking at for the stuff. And the reason why I'm looking on this side is because of OBS. But September was pretty awful. It was an awful month, outside of some things. It was a lot of stress and a lot of artist block, I think, from a creative standpoint. Because with how bad my art is, it sometimes renders my imagination and creative process of like trying to like envision it. Like, that's the problem. The thing is, I'm even thinking of commissioning stuff. I just gotta find the right kind of people for it. The things that I've been doing off stream as well has been pretty alright, but September was just a bit of a rough month for me. And I do hope October ends up being better. It is spooky month. And speaking of spooky, I have been trying to think of games to play on October that are a little spooky that people might enjoy on Twitch. The first one is Dead Space. Like, the last time I streamed within October, I managed to get Dead Space. And this is 2008, not the remake or the remaster. That was more recent. This is the original Dead Space. But I've been able to play it. It took me 3 tries to actually get it properly running. And VSync is no longer an option. It's completely mandatory. But I'm going to be playing that and see how far I get with that. After I play that, it's going to be Look Outside. This is another RPG game that I saw, but it looks more horror based, so I figured I'd try that out. After that is probably going to be Grounded 1. I wanted to try this game out because, well, one is insect themed, which might go well with Spooky Month. But also, it's a interesting sandbox type of game, and I know that from my past experience playing Pal World, I know playing a sandbox game can sometimes be not enjoyable to watch, but I'm curious as to how well this will go, and how well it will trigger my fears of flying insects, but who knows. But afterwards, I'm going to be trying Mina the Hollower. This might be between the time I play Grounded 1, because this is a little, it reminds me of Vitriol and Prodigal. I'm probably butchering these game titles. It's from the same studio, I think. It's sort of like a little Legend of Zelda game, but indie style in terms of like the gameplay, and I'm very curious as to how well it'll be, because it did catch my eye when I saw it in the Game Awards as one of the game announcements. But afterwards, I'm probably trying out Mega Bonk. I've heard good things about that recently. And Clover Pit, maybe. But on the side, I'll play Risk of Rain 2 for most of the free days, so those are the plans for Spooky Month. Not a lot to do within that. But yeah. And I think that's all with what was going on with September. So, yeah. It was not a good month, but I'm still optimistic of October and some of the games that I play. I know I'm sounding tired and exhausted. There's a lot of stuff that I've been doing around. And while I do try to take as many breaks as I can to help, there's a lot of like stuff that's outside even that can sometimes render my energy to put into Twitch. And one of those things are people outside the door. But other than that, I'm hoping the new house, I'll probably be getting to the new house by the end of the year or the new year. Who knows how well it gets done and all that. But maybe then I'll put a little bit more energy to the Twitch stuff and be a bit more funny. Maybe. But yeah. That's all for September. So, with all that being said, without further ado, I hope you all enjoyed the recap video, the monthly recap video. Thank you to all the subscribers and the followers on Twitch. And I will see you all in the next recap video in terms of YouTube. But to people who watch me on Twitch, I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.